Hi there, this is Life Prepper here, and I printed this out, and it's called 7 Mistakes Suburban Preppers Make. The first one is the number one mistake preppers make is focusing all their time and resources preparing for a single event. When I prep and put anything up, I'm not just thinking one thing, I'm thinking anything could happen. And that's what they talk about. Suburban preppers tend to make a main mistake. They want to just prep for, like, say, the power outage, or maybe they're believing in a zombie attack. So they're prepping for one thing. They're focused on just that one area, and that's the number one mistake most suburban preppers make. So they need to prep to allow for everything, basically, within the limits. It says multiple events can occur that are not related to what someone may be preparing for. Prepping is about surviving any situation and not just one thing. Even the state of the world today, you could end up dealing with multiple threats over extended periods, and this includes natural disasters such as meteorites, comets, massive earthquakes, anything. So that's what I'm talking about. It can be more than just one thing happening. So when you start, if you're deciding you want to put food up and water up as a cautionary measure, and you're a suburban prepper, you need to think about the possibility of other areas as well when you prep. The number two mistake is individuals and family tend to put all their supplies and faith in one basket, if you will. You know, like it says, don't count your chickens before they all hatch. Or don't put all your eggs in one basket. It says people have literally built fortresses and have stockpiles years worth of supplies in one place. They may be convinced that no matter what happens, they can shelter in place. They may have to put much faith in their own preparation because a single event can force them from their location. There is only so much you can carry with you. So what happens to the supplies left behind? You hear mixed reviews on this. People talk about hiding it in different places and stuff. But what if, you can't get to it, or maybe somebody else has found it or something other? That's a lot of what ifs. A lot of choices and chances you have. In a suburban area, you've got looking at buildings being torn down, buildings being built, communities changing. If you take time to walk around a suburban area, community, or town, and look at some of these huge houses in the low-income areas, as they're called now, these huge houses at one time was high-dollar homes owned by high-dollar people. But as they went along, they built a newer house. They built a newer one. Then they moved and they relocated to a different end of town as they was building something newer. So their houses changed. That's what happens to a lot of communities in the suburban thing. A community could could have been a very good community at one time, but then over the course of time, it could have went from a very good community to a gang-related community. So you have to take all of that in consideration when you do create alternate supply areas and stuff. And it depends on what kind of job you have and everything. So it's a lot to think about. In a suburban area, you may not be able to do it. Renting a storage building, if you've got a storage building and you can put stuff in it, that's an option too. If you're able to do that, and you got some friends that you can go in with, and they're willing to do that as well. Mistake number 4: becoming complacent because you think you know it all. Glory, praise be. I know some people like that. They think they know everything. I want to tell you, I don't know nothing. I am not an expert on anything. I am learning every day. I go to the library and I print this stuff up and I research this stuff. Like I said, I don't talk about it unless I check into it, and then I'm not 100% right on everything. I make mistakes. So don't pretend you know everything, because you know what? That can be your downfall. When you think you know more than everybody else, that can be your downfall. The number 5 mistake is talking too much about your plans to the possible wrong people. A lot of people, they don't talk about prepping much to people because they think they're crazy for one thing. You don't. Depends on who you keep within your own little group. You talk about scenarios. You talk about possibilities. I see them showing things out there. I always refer to Doomsday Prepper, how these idiots, a lot of them has good points, but they sit there and they tell about something they built. This family, and it just amazes me. They built, without them knowing it, this little thing in the garage. Nobody knew about it until they went on there for their 15 minutes fame. One guy said half his family's done turned against him. Nobody knew about his bug out thing in his business until he had the 15 minutes of fame. Talking about some of it too much and showing some of it too much can be your downfall. So you have to be kind of cautious about it. Yeah, I talk about saving some water. If I talk about saving food, if I talk about doing different things, but also know that I cannot sit there and say, oh yeah, I got 5 years of food, which I don't. But I want to tell you what, there's people out there listening. And they might think you're crazy at the time. But if something happens in that suburban crisis or wherever it is, whatever it is, they're going to be knocking on your door to take what you got or expect you to take care of them. That's just how it is. Number 6, not keeping a close watch on your supplies. How long have those canned goods been sitting on the shelf? Are the grains you have packed up free from weevils that may be bored through the packages? Are the water bottles getting a little brittle to the touch? You will not have the answer to any of these questions unless you inspect your supplies. I never really thought about water bottles getting brittle to the touch. That's a new one on me right there. I just learned something right there. I don't think you need to change your water bottles out as often as some of them do. Now, I do use my water and everything, but I also have several containers that I've recycled to put rainwater in and save if I ever need it. They're there. I can use them if I needed to haul some water with. A couple gallon containers of water. It can go a long way. I never really thought about it. And it says make sure you do inventory and make sure you replace your food close to expiration date. And same with medical supplies and medicines. Most people don't think about that. I'm actually encouraging people to get away from buying all the store-bought medicines and prepare themselves. I'm doing this, Anna, and I hate that because I know better than talking like that. The fact is, you need to invest into a home remedy book on how to make your own medicines, your own homemade cleaner stuff. Instead of buying all this over cross-counter stuff, this store-bought stuff, you can buy it. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But have this here also, and have some of the supplies designated for that purpose of making your own medicines and making your own, and then it goes with the own homemade house cleaning stuff. Then the number 7 mistake is being too dependent upon your equipment, tools, and material. Equipment breaks down, tools breaks, and supplies run out. Does this mean you stop surviving then? It means you should have a backup plan for your backup plan. A lot of people don't. That's just bottom line. A lot of them don't have no backup plan. They have a backup, but they don't have another backup plan. That's the catch-22 thing. Some people say having things buried in different areas, different locations is a waste of time because chances are somebody's going to find it. But you know what? Chances are they might not find it. So it's something to think about. Again, you can rent a small storage unit if you got things put in there. If you got something else, if you got family and friends that'll let you put stuff over there in those areas and stuff, just put it up. You don't have to tell them what's in there. Just tell them, I've just got, first aid supplies and in here. You don't have to tell them you got some food in there or water. You don't have to tell them anything. Just tell them you want to leave it over there. See if they're really want to trust. Just don't rely on any one tool or piece of equipment too much. Soon things will malfunction and break. And if you go into thinking this way, you will have a plan for when things do malfunction and break. No tool is 100 proof. Basically, it's called woman engineering. It's called man engineering. It's making do with what you got and putting things together. You ever watch any of those old AT movies where they sit there and make something out of nothing, and MacGyver movies where they make something out of nothing? That's basically what we got to do. Just really simple common sense on all this. The thing is, 7 mistakes I think we do get complacent in things. We forget what we're doing. I think we tend to start taking things for granted. It's a lot to think about. 7 simple mistakes that we all tend to make sometimes. At least one of those. Another step. So we got to practice. We got to work at it. I'm a long way off from being perfect. I make mistakes every day. And my prepping skill is still in the beginning stages, and I'm still very limited on what I do. I hope to put a little more water up and things like that. Mine's just basic simple. Taking care of the scenario with the weather, and like I say, fire, go out or whatever, I got to make do with what I got. I got to survive somehow. And more people are living in suburbia or urban environments because they can't afford to do anything else. So this is Life Prepper here with some more info. Remember I said make the library your best friend because that'll help you out. Remember what I said, get a book on homemade remedies and things like that to keep on hand in case you need it. So I want you to be safe, be happy, bless you all.